no explosion, no black shadow. I really was not expecting to be making this video. I was not expecting to even be filming or be posting on YouTube anytime soon. I wanted to come back to YouTube maybe sometime in December, but I really wasn't thinking that it was going to be in November. But here we are. Okay. So I was not expecting to be going through this situation, even though I had my suspicions that I would. And I thought that I was going to get my mom's ashes before her son, but her son somehow beat me. You guys are going to hear all about that in the story. Now, what I did is I made a post on Facebook because I had a lot to say. This guy hated me since I was 3 years old. And you guys are going to understand and know why. So I made a post on Facebook, and then I found this app where I could have the audio, put audio on the story and have it be read to people. So I audioed my post into a story. So that's what you guys are going to be listening to, an audio version of the post that is on Facebook. And I'm going to be putting in screenshots of posts that the wife made as well for proof, showing you how I know everything. I'm going to be putting in the text messages between me and her son to show you guys proof as well. And so here we go. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I know that this is not like the normal story times I do, but this is 20 years of hatred that this dude had on me, and it's just a lot for me to sit in front of a camera and talk about, and it's very emotional for me. So I just decided to add in the post I put on Facebook into an audio file and just have a audio version of it and just have you guys listen to it. So here you guys go. Hope you guys enjoy.
So my mother dies. Even though she wasn't my biological mother, she was still my mother. She raised me since I was 18 months, and blood don't mean nothing. So she dies October 22nd and her son rushes in like he's some type of hero. I called that bullshit. My mother was diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension when I was 5 years old. Where was her son fucking his wife making babies? Nowhere there for my mother. Where was he every time my mom was in the hospital? Nowhere fucking his wife making babies. My mother had at least 4 pneumonias and was hospitalized for each one. Where was her son? Not by her bedside. He was with his wife making more children, not giving a fuck about my mother. My mother, aka his mother, was also diagnosed with diabetes. When I was 15, where was her son? Nowhere to be found. My mother was diagnosed with COPD when I was 12 years old. Where was he? Nowhere to be found. My mom was diagnosed with sciatica when I was 16 years old. Well, where was her son? Once again, nowhere to be found. My mother was losing her vision little by little and losing her hearing little by little as she got sicker. As the years gone on, I was always by her side. I was always by her bedside. There was never a time I was not, but her son was never there. But now he wants to play hero. Give me a fucking break. All the time my mother tried to have a relationship with her son, he would push her away. And when her son lost his apartment, who did he run to with his 3 daughters and his wife? Oh yeah, my mother. They were living in a shelter and they didn't even want to live there, so they went to go live with my mother. My mother was so generous and happy to have her family around, she left her apartment to go stay with a friend and let her son borrow her apartment while he got back on his feet. Do you want to know what he did for my mother? Nothing. He stole my mother's microwave, her speaker, and trashed her apartment. He finally got a new apartment and got back on his feet and disappeared for 2 years. Oh, I forgot to mention, when he trashed my mother's apartment, he got over $8,000 and didn't leave my mother with nothing. My mother wasn't even asking for a lot, just $100. That's all. Just some things showing his appreciation. Also, I must mention my mother lives in a small studio apartment. So like I was saying, he disappeared for 2 years. Then my mother dies. She also reconciles with him, but then she dies. Then he wants to run in like the hero. Fucking bullshit, man. He even lied to me about the fucking funeral. He said it was Monday, November 8th, but when it really was Saturday, November 6th. He's so fucking selfish. I hate him with a passion. Also, I'm going to mention this. He was also jealous of me my whole entire life because my mother chose to raise me and gave him up for adoption. So he hated me my whole life and felt like I stole his mother from him. You know what it's like to be a 3-year-old around someone that doesn't like you. It feels awkward and strange and uncomfortable and weird. I always knew he didn't like me. The only time he ever told me he loved me was at a New Year's party when I was 16 and he was drunk, so please give me a break, spare me. If you jealous, stay jealous. You was always mad that I had your mother. He was jealous of me and mad at me, mad at the factor that your mother chose to raise me and didn't raise you like I had anything to do with that. I was a child. I was just happy that I had a mother and a father that loved me, cared for me, and you was just always mad and jealous. Grow up. He was mad at me and jealous of me for a reason that was stupid, a reason that I couldn't control. I was a child and he was a grown man, and now you're even more grown. Put your pride aside and grow up, because you're holding a grudge against someone that didn't do anything to you, and that is so immature. So please grow up. The only reason you happy now is because it's like this. Since I don't have your mother and you don't have your mother, you happy because you wasn't happy before because I had your mother and you didn't want a relationship with her, because my mother, aka your mother, tried so many times to reconcile a relationship with you and find you. Because she was raising me, you didn't want a relationship with her. You are rotten, you are cold-hearted, and you are selfish, not to mention toxic and immature. So it was like, as long as I had a relationship with your mother, that was also my mother, because you had to share your mother with me. You didn't want a relationship with her as long as I had her. So now that she's gone, now you happy, because it's like, if I can't have my mother, then neither can she. And that's the thought that you had in your head. It was like, if I can't have my mother, no one can. And we all know you happy she's dead, because now you don't have to share your mother with me, and that is so immature on so many levels. That is so selfish on so many levels, but I'm guessing that's just you, so toxic and immature. There was also a point when I was 4 years old and I was around her son, and I asked her, why doesn't your son like me? Her response was to me, he likes you, he's just anti-social person. That's what I was told when I was 4 years old. When I was 8 years old, I asked my mother again and she told me the truth. Her response was, he doesn't like you, he's jealous of you because I took my time to raise you and I didn't raise him. My response was, that's not my fault. And her response was, I know he shouldn't take it out on you, but he's jealous, so that's what he's always going to do. Her granddaughter, his daughter, my so-called cousin, told me twice, once when I was 7 and once when I was 9 years old, that my mother, Iris Nancy Rosario, the woman I knew was my mother. She told me both times that that wasn't my mother. At 7 years old, I was confused, so I ran to my mother and asked her. She told me, of course I'm your mother, but that always was a thought I had in my head when I was 9 years old. And my cousin told me again at her birthday party. I asked my mother and again she told me, of course I am your mother. When I woke up the next morning, I asked her again and she admitted to me, no, I'm not your mother. Your biological mother is the reason why you are blind. She threw you in the bathtub when you was 2 years old and broke your optic nerve. I met your father and I chose to raise you, but I am not your real mother. My response was, I don't care who my real mother is. You're here now, and you have been the mother that has been here for me, so you're my real mother. And that is that my mother has been in and out of the hospital since I was 5 years old. She's been in the hospital, as far as I can count, close to maybe 160 times, maybe more. Her son only went 2 times to see her, and if you want to count the time when she passed, that would make 3 times in total that he has been there for my mother, aka his mother. I've been by my mother's side every time she has went to the hospital since I was a little girl. The one thing these people fail to realize is, yes, your name might be on the birth certificate along with her name, but a son is just a title. A mother, it's just a title. A brother and a sister or a cousin, a son or a daughter, that is just titles unless you fulfill that title and you're actually a good son, you're actually a good father, you're actually a good brother, a good sister, a good mother, a good daughter. That's what matters, what you put into the title. And I'm telling you right now, he was a worthless piece of shit son. My mom cried every time she tried to have a relationship with him and he pushed her away, and I was there to comfort her all those years. So even though she wasn't my blood mother and I wasn't her blood birth daughter, I could tell you one thing, I was a better daughter to her than he was a son to her. Also, as I'm being real, I'ma keep it real. My mom didn't even want a funeral. My mom wanted to be cremated. So much for trying to figure out what my mother wanted and what was her last wishes. They didn't even fulfill it. They only did what they wanted. They spent over $3,000 on my mother and they could have saved that and just cremated her, but because they wanted to prove that they can afford it and they wanted to throw their money around, they chose to give her a funeral when in realization she didn't even want one. Congratulations, you have $3,000. You can make over $3,000. Money is not everything, and I would be rich if I counted how many times I've told that to money-hungry people, or people that think that money is everything, or people that throw their money away like it's nothing, or people that just show off their money. I am so glad that I don't have to talk to these people. I don't have to see these people, and I don't even have to know how these people are doing because I saw these people's true colors at the hospital. They made it very clear to me that I wasn't family and I was like an orphan that didn't have a mother, that I was a stranger to my mother and that my mother was nothing to me. Well, let me tell you all something once again. Family doesn't have to be blood to be family. Family is the people that take their time to raise you, their time to teach you, their time to love you. That's family. These people are officially out of my life because I know for a fact that I am not gonna get any of my mother's cremations and I'm just going to have to live with that factor. It's sad but true, but her selfish, heartless, worthless son is just going to tell me what I wanna hear, and his ugly wife can shove this post up her ass because I'm exposing everybody. If you're going to treat me like shit, if you're gonna treat me like an outcast, an outsider, if you're not gonna fulfill or at least try to fulfill what my mother wanted, and if you're going to try to pretend like I don't exist, then I'm going to expose you, your and your husband, for the liars, rotten, cold-hearted people you really are, because I'm exposing everybody. If you're going to treat me like shit, if you're gonna treat me like an outcast, an outsider, if you're not gonna fulfill or at least try to fulfill what my mother wanted, and if you're going to try to pretend like I don't exist, then I'm going to expose you, your and your husband, for the liars, rotten, cold-hearted people you really are. I also wanna put this out there. It's really funny to me that when my mother was alive and trying to have a relationship with her granddaughters and her son, it was so difficult for her, but now she's dead. Now her biological family wanna do right by her. Why didn't you guys do right by her when she was alive? Go see her in the hospital when she was sick, sent her postcards on Mother's Day and her birthday. You know where she lived. You could have came over for Mother's Day, came over for her birthday, but no, you didn't do that. But now she's dead and now you wanna pretend like you're heroes. You could have came over and spent time with my mother, aka your mother, for Christmas, her birthday, Mother's Day. You know exactly where she lived. In fact, you lived in that apartment rent-free for 2 years and my mother was in the same apartment for 7 years, didn't move, so you have absolutely no excuses why you didn't come over and spend time with her. That was a choice you made because you didn't want to be around me. But the one thing I have with my mother, Iris Nancy Rosario, the woman that I called a mother, is the woman that I call my mother, the woman that took time, love to raise me, to teach me, to cherish me, and to care for me. Have so many memories. Here's some examples. I have the laughs, the cries, the heart-filled lessons, lectures, the good times, the bad times, our favorite music we used to listen to while my mother cooked and cleaned the house, our favorite TV shows, favorite cartoons as memories. But also let's not forget all the pictures I have with her. So I have memories, lots of them, and that shit is going to burn you, Jasmine, and you, Joey, and your granddaughters, because I have multiple memories with that woman, and that's something that I will carry with me for the rest of my life because at least I spent time with her until her last days on this earth. You can have my mother's ashes, but the one thing you always will have is your regret, the regret of why didn't I spend more time with her? Why didn't I go over to her apartment to spend time with her for her birthday, Christmas, Mother's Day? And that's something you will carry with you for the rest of your life. I don't have to share that with you because I have so many celebration memories and so many memories I will carry with Mezzo. It's okay, you can have my mother's ashes. I have something much more precious, the memories that Miss Iris Nancy Rosario, the woman I called my mother, gave me. Have 20 years of memories. I have memories from the age of 3 years old to the age of 22 with this woman, Iris Nancy Rosario, the woman I call a mother. I will hold those memories close to my heart. I will cherish those memories. You can keep her ashes because I have something much more valuable. 20 years of memories, and yes, I am 22, but the first 2 years I really don't remember much because of my accident, but I remember all my memories from the age of 3 and up. So in my mind and in my heart I hold 20 whole years of memories, which is something you, Jasmine, you, Joey, and your granddaughters don't have. So keep her ashes. It's okay, I have the memories which are more valuable to me. And stop adding me on TikTok. I don't want you or your family's toxic energy anywhere near me. So please know that we don't have to deal with each other and we don't need to see each other. We don't need to put on a fake front, a fake act. Please leave me alone. Don't contact me. Don't contact my father. Please let's just let Miss Iris Nancy Rosario, which is my mother and Joey's mother and your daughter's grandmother, rest in peace. It's bad enough I have to grieve without partial of her ashes, but the thing that's going to help me is the fact that I have memories. So please just leave me alone so I can recover and grieve in peace without the jealousy, the toxicness, the fake acts, the energy you all bring around me. Just please stay away from me and leave me alone. I also wanna put this out there, Jasmine. I read your post. You going to get another house and you thought you going to have my mom move in with you. You fucking wish. You must be fucking dreaming. My mother wouldn't leave me and my father if you paid her. But anyways, now that my mother is resting in peace in heaven, please stay out of my way. Leave me alone. Leave my father alone because me and my father need to recover in peace. We don't need drama. We don't need toxicity or Fake people around us. We don't need people with bad intentions and bad energy, so please go have a nice life and leave us alone. Also, just remember my mother is looking down on all of us, and I just want to leave you here with this. You did not do my mother right. My mother would not be happy that you didn't give her daughter Anne her husband some ashes, but it's okay. Selfish people are always going to be selfish people. At least I have the memories. It's okay because karma's going to hit you. I'm just gonna sit and wait patiently. But honestly, even though I know karma is going to hit you, I wish you all nothing but the best. Have a nice life. Smiling face. 100-point symbol. Check mark. Thumbs up. Face blowing a kiss.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it so far. If you guys want to know how I found out that they lied to me, keep on watching. I included the screenshots between me and Joey, and I also included the post from Joey's Facebook. I did scratch out her name though, and I did scratch out his name in the text messages. But yeah. So that was basically how I found out that they lied to me about the funeral date, and that was basically our text messages. As you guys can see, he was basically lying to me. As you guys can see also in his wife's posts, they were planning on getting a house and giving my mother a room, and they wanted my mother to leave me and my father to go live with them. So I basically, yeah, that's basically how I found out everything. I looked on his wife's page, and basically I was texting her son because her son was texting me, obviously. So we were communicating, but he was basically lying. Um, I know, karma's gonna get him, and I'm just gonna sit here patiently and wait. Um, I do wish them the best, but I know karma's gonna hit them, and I just can't wait till it happens. But I'm gonna move on with my life and grieve in peace and just relax and just do me. Um, and yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know when I'm officially coming back to YouTube, considering that I wasn't even planning on filming anytime soon. But I probably will definitely be back the week of Christmas. Obviously, I'm gonna be filming for Christmas because I bought the cat some gifts, and my Joey got me some Christmas gifts and stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna be showing that, and I'll probably do a little grieving update to tell you guys like how I'm doing and stuff like that. But as of right now, I'm doing okay. I have my good days, I have my bad days, I have my okay days. I'm doing okay, that's the best I can say. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.